All right, let's get it started. Hey, all right, let's good, everybody. This is Life of Champ Podcast, episode 6, recognizing and overcoming your insufficiencies. All right, so I was gonna wait for people to come in here, but for whatever reason, we a little slow tonight, but it's all good. It's all good. We'll go ahead and get it started for sure. All right, so first thing we're gonna talk about is so like I said, the topic pretty much already laid out for itself. Let's just start with this right here. Do the things you know you should be doing, right? You got a lot of people right now. I would say damn near everybody, right? Is doing something that they know or not doing what they know they should do. And that is something that will take you to the next level from just being even decently productive to ultra productive, is just doing the things that you know you should be doing, for sure. So, and then also to counteract that, also to stop doing the things you know you shouldn't be doing, which, you got a lot of people that have a hard time with this. They know that what they're doing is not serving them, but they continue to do it. It makes no sense, and it's completely counterintuitive to what you would think you would do, right? But like I said, so for some people, they just don't have enough self-discipline, whatever it is. Whatever that is, whatever you're lacking, you need to go ahead and be conscious of it, and then go ahead and out there and achieve it. I'm trying to think if I have anything to say on that. So like I said, there's a bunch of things. There's just a bunch of things that people know that they should be doing. Come on. And so if you're in here right now, go ahead and leave me a comment. It'd be much appreciated. Yeah. All right. So yeah, this topic's gonna be something that's, I would say, is definitely pretty interesting. Basically, just overcoming things you know you should be doing, and also overcoming the things that are limiting you, for sure. So yeah, we'll wait for a few more people to get in here, then we'll go ahead and get into deeper topics. If you're watching this right now, I definitely appreciate you. If you do watch this after it's already pre-recorded, let me know that you're watching it. It'd be much appreciated, for sure. Because I know a lot of people, not everybody can catch it when it's live, which is fair. But like I said, if you're watching this, either leave a comment right now or go ahead and text me. Hey, say I watched it. I like this part. I didn't like this part. Just go and let me know, for sure. Like I said, any feedback is definitely appreciated, for sure. Jordy, what's up, Jordy? Jordy, you're the only person watching right now, but it's all good. You're good. Appreciate you for supporting. Yeah, so go ahead and leave me a question, please. All right, so with recognizing and overcoming your insufficiencies, I'll go ahead and tell you some of mine personally, right? So these are things that I read in a book one time. They call it blind spots. So it's basically things that you, like I said, you know you need to work on. And like I said, if you're not conscious of these things, then it's just always going to be something that you're going to be lacking, for sure. So these blind spots for me, and some of these, like I said, I've consciously been already working on, and some would suggest that I might have already got past them. So this was from, damn, I almost see, wait, hold up. Damn, well, yeah, it wasn't too long ago. All right, so the first one is emotional empathy. So I would say growing up, I wasn't the most empathetic person, and this goes also hand in hand with empathetic listening, because that's something that I lacked, and something that I consciously got better at. Basically, just understanding where a person's coming from and just feeling for them. Because, like I said, if you can't do that, you're lacking a like personal skill. So you definitely don't want to be lacking any of those. And if you are, like I said, it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb, for sure. So that's one of mine. I would say another one of mine, like I said, I got better at this as well, is just listening to others very thoroughly. Like I said, just that also goes hand in hand with the listening in general, but just really hearing people out and not assuming what they're going to say, as well as not going ahead and already knowing your response before they even finish talking. So like I said, that's something it's kind of hard for people to do, but once you start to get the hang of it, it definitely picks up, for sure. Another one for me is not expressing enough love. To be honest with you, so there's sometimes where I'm not the most. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't say joyous, but I was like I'm not the most expressive when it comes to the ones around me. So that's something that I try to get better on. Whether it's just saying I love you to the people you're around, or just giving hugs out, whatever it is, just go ahead and get better at that as well. Because like I said, for me, that's not something I've always done. So that's something that I've, like I said, tried to fix on. Another one I would say is letting the vices get a hold of your life. This is something I was going to go in deep into. And now that you got 3 people in there, I get a little deep into it. So basically, a lot of people have this problem. This is a very, very big problem nowadays. Is people letting the vices control their person, and they feel like they can't have a good time unless they're indulging within the vices. And these are things that I've talked about in previous podcasts. With this podcast, I want to go a little bit deeper into it. So you got the typical vices. We'll just go ahead and name a few of them, and then I'll tell you some other ones that people wouldn't assume is a vice, but like I said, if once you break it down, you'll understand that it's a vice. So we'll go for the few that are pretty obvious. So alcohol, definitely one of the biggest ones for sure. A lot of people, if you can control yourself with it, good for you. There's a lot of people that can't, and those are the people that I'm talking about, or that I would like to mention first and foremost, is the people that can't control themselves, the people that are always going out every single weekend and getting drunk to the point of literally blacking out. That's not you. If it is you, like, what are you doing? Like, it's I don't know. That's just man, y'all got issues, man, for that. Next one is Nick addiction. Something that, man, if you have a Nick addiction right now, man, it does not serve you. It doesn't serve you in any way. And another thing with this is, if you stop doing it, you're literally going to transform into a beast of your version of yourself. You're not going to be you. Especially if those people who have like a super heavy addiction, you're like literally going to turn into a different person. And if that doesn't tell you that you have a problem, it's a period you need to get past. But if that doesn't tell you have a problem, then I don't know what the hell will, for sure. Another one is weed. A lot of people have mixed emotions on this, but it's one of those ones where you don't realize how much is holding you back until you don't do it. There's a lot of people, not only in my life, but I've seen in general, where I can see it holding them back from who they could be or what they could be doing. And some people are in denial, because like I said, there's a lot of people that suggest that it's not an addictive drug, which I wouldn't say it is, because there's people that can function on it for sure, and there's people that definitely like to indulge in it every once in a while, which I wouldn't say is okay. Same with alcohol. Like I said, if you indulge in it once in a while, it's not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna change your person. It's not gonna do any of that. But yeah, definitely weed is one where people say, like I said, it's not addictive, but there's people that are addicted to it, whether you like to believe it or not, for sure. So that's one. Other ones I would say are maybe video games. Video games is another one where you have grown men that are doing that all the damn time, and that's all they do. And if you can't recognize that that's not, you're literally not even living in the real world. You are living within something that has been created, and it's not even, doesn't serve you at all. So that's something that you definitely need to go ahead and get over. I feel like, even in my opinion, I feel like that's part of becoming a man in general, honestly, is just giving up the video games, because it's something that, it's cool. Is it a great time? Hella great time. Like all these vices, there are great times. And besides Nick, I can't imagine you having a great time smoking Nick, in my opinion at least. But all of them could be perceived as a great time, for sure. And they're not something that you should always go to all the time. Like I said, people even suggest like even limiting them, playing 1 hour video games a day. If you took that hour and switched that hour to something else, the amount of progress you can make in another area of life would be drastic, which is, like I said, something you just need to take into account for sure. Another one I would say is, this one's a little controversial, I ain't cap, but it's a big problem within men's society, or not men's society, just men in general for sure. So that one is going to be, man, this one's tough, man. We'll just say indulging within images of pretty women. We'll just say that. Say that in the lightest, right? So for that one, men are visual, obviously, but if you're going to completely idolize a picture on your phone, man, you got an issue, man. I'm sorry. And you know that goes hand in hand with all the OnlyFans stuff. You know that you already know how rabbit hole goes. If you are paying your hard-earned money to go ahead and look at a picture, you should be using your money somewhere else. You should be using your time somewhere else. Like I said, it's not something that's going to serve you. Can it be a good time? Maybe. But is it going to help you in the long run? No, it's not. Not even close. So that's something, like I said, people indulge in it, and if that's an insufficiency of yours, take the actions necessary to go ahead and get rid of it, because it's not serving you. It is not serving you. Is, like I said, it's a decent time, but hey, man, like I said, working on yourself, man, that's gonna reap way more benefits than anything you could ever do, for sure. So there's that. Another one I would say is just with women in general. At least I'm speaking for the men, and you can kind of say for women as well. Vice versa, right? So we got men that are just focused on just women and just trying to have as many interactions with women as they can. That's something that's going to be limiting you, especially if you're spending a lot of your time and energy on it. It's going to be a waste of time eventually if you're not spending it with high quality people, because that's something that you need to value as well, is spending your time with high quality people. If you're just chasing something, like I said, for example, right? If you're just chasing women, you'll recognize that is a very, very sad life, and you'll never get enough. So you need to go ahead and choose wisely of who you actually want to spend your time with, and go ahead and go from there, for sure. So there's that. A lot of vetting process that needs to be going in there as well. Another one, I wouldn't say it's particularly a vice, but something you need to overcome as well, and it's going to be comparison. I can go into a little bit for this one. So Liv from Tempe, what's good, GDP? So basically it's like this. If you're always going to compare your life to social media, everybody knows social media is like literally the king of this. If you're going to go ahead and compare your life to somebody else's, compare your level 8 to somebody's level 32, you are destined to go ahead and kill your own joy and make you feel like your progress isn't going anywhere because you're comparing yourself. In that regard, if you aren't at somebody level 32, it looks like you got some more work. You need to go ahead and level up within some aspects of your life in order to get to there. But you can't, like I say, don't compare yourself. Don't put yourself down. Don't make yourself feel insecure based off of somebody else's success, because it's not going to do anything for you. If anything, if you're seeing it that way, you need to go ahead and change your mindset to either being inspired by it or completely ignore it altogether. Whether that's getting rid of it, getting rid of that input in general. So like, let's say you follow somebody on social media and you feel envious of this person. Getting rid of that person. You do not need to see that. It's not helping you. If it's not motivating you or inspiring you, it's literally taking away from you. So get rid of it. But like I said, that's something that's, man, it's plagued. Social media has definitely plagued a lot of people with that, and people think that they're not living. People think that they're the life they're living is just trash because you're seeing somebody else's highlights of their life, and that's all Instagram and everything is just highlights of people's lives. People are not going to post their lows or their very sad moments. Some do, but majority don't. So, like I said, life's going to have its plenty of ups and downs. So just, hey, stay even, stay right in the middle. Like I said, don't ever get too high, don't ever get too low, because it's gonna be their days. You're gonna have your days for sure. So there's that. All right. So going into the next one. Another one is knowing your insufficiencies and also not doing anything about them. That is a problem that people cannot get over, and I've stressed this in another podcast. But if you have problems right now, and you're listening to this, and you know what to do to get over them, but you're not getting over them, what are you doing? You are wasting time. Even something right now. If you know you should be doing something right now, and you're watching this podcast, do it right now. Get off this, and go ahead and get to it. Because like I said, you have work to. If you just have the free time to go ahead and watch me, I appreciate it. But like I said, if you know you should be doing something right now, and you're avoiding it by watching this podcast, do it right now. get off this, go ahead and do it, man. Because like I said, that's something that really matters. So, because like I said, there's people that are gonna be naive to what they know, or they're gonna be naive to the things that they should do, and that's something else, right? Like they have to figure it out on their own. They have to maybe learn a few life lessons before they actually can figure it out. But if you're conscious of these things and you choose not to go ahead and fix it, man, what are you doing, man? All right, so getting into another thing. I think I talked about it a little bit in the other podcast. Jordy actually mentioned it. Just being your biggest supporter and not being your hater. Because like I said, world is against you. If the world is already against you, you putting yourself down isn't going to do anything for you at all. So getting rid of those negative self-talk, I stressed this in another podcast too, but just getting over that is so key. Something that I'll make a video on eventually, going into a little bit deeper. So, but getting over that is so key. I swear it is. And if you're here right now, go ahead and leave me a comment for sure. I appreciate it. I know I got a few people in here, so like I said, if you leave a comment, man, like I said, I really appreciate it for sure. All right, cool. All right, give me 1 second. Let's see what we got. I got another picture in here, I'm pretty sure. All right. Yeah, let's get some comments going for sure. By the way, hold up. Before I get a drink of water, right? Look at this amazing piece of art Jordy made for me. Look at this right here. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. Got some inspiration from the last podcast that I made with Anthony. If you haven't watched that, go ahead and watch it. That was a pretty funny one, I would say, in my opinion. Definitely one of my favorite ones. Anything with Anthony is going to be one of my favorites for sure. Not to discredit anybody else, but like I said, that boy been my best friend for years. So, yeah. She basically took the people that I said from my heroic traits to embody. She put down majority of them. So, I definitely appreciate it. It's a damn good piece of art for sure. So, got people like Big Sean, LeBron, J. Cole, D-Book. Got Jordan, got Curry, got Drake, and got Kobe. So, man, it's a 10 out of 10 for sure. And also got the tattoo that I'm going to get very, very soon, which is inspired. I'm about to get it right here on my forearm. I don't know how big I want to do it yet. I think I'm going to do majority of the forearm, probably this part right here. The only thing with tattoos is I already know it's going to get rid of it's going to get rid of me showing my vascularity. But, hey, it'll look cool, though. It'll look cool. And plus, I got another arm, which eventually me and Anthony are going to get tattooed, too, so stay tuned for that for sure. I want to get, I've been saying I want to get a tattoo for a minute. I want to probably, by next Friday, I want to already have the appointment made and actually know the date, because that's something that I really need to try to get on, because I feel like it's going to be a pivotal moment when I get a tattoo, because I'm going to step into a different identity, essentially. For sure. People are going to look at me different, and I'm going to look at myself different just from that. So, just give me 1 second. Man, that's crazy. Man, I'm out of water, man. Yeah, so if you're in here right now, hey, that one viewer that's in here right now, leave me a comment, man. Like, I'm sure it's probably somebody really close. But if you are in here watching this, man, and you're not leaving a comment, what are you doing? Man, that's crazy. All right. So, man, just being somebody that's holding yourself back, man. Don't hold yourself back. You are your biggest supporter or your biggest enemy, for sure. So, yeah. Hold up. Something went wrong. I think so. Hold up. What happened to the internet, man? What happened now? All right. Give me 1 second. All right. For whatever reason, the clock on my how long I've been live for reset to it's at 38 seconds right now, which is obviously I haven't been live for 38 seconds. That's for damn sure. Yeah, so if you're in here right now, leave a comment for sure. Appreciate y'all. All right. Man, there's. All right. Yeah, wait for more people to get in here. I'm gonna go ahead and use the restroom real quick, so I'll be right back. All right, we back for sure. Sorry for that. I had to use the restroom real quick, grab some water as well. Ran out of water, so needed to do that. If you in here right now, say it was good. I'll go back over some topics just because there wasn't anybody in here, so I'll go over them briefly for sure. So let me go ahead and actually make that visible because that's tough right there. That's tough. Wish we had some more, man, better lighting for that. Might have to switch with lighting. For that. That's pretty tough right there. So, and I also had to move. So I put that up right there. I also had to move this right here to right there, just so you can kind of see it still. But man, it got replaced. Man, I honestly didn't think it was gonna get replaced until I got my frame. I have a Detroit 2 autographed by Big Sean poster. I was gonna put it up right there because it literally fits perfect. It literally fits perfect in that space. It's like 20 by 20 if I'm not mistaken, and that space is like 22 by 21 if I'm not mistaken. I was going to put it right there, but for now, that's going to go right there until I get a frame. I don't know how much longer it is going to be until I get a frame, but one of these days I will. Always here watching. I appreciate that, Jordy. Hey, I don't know if you're here, but I give you a shout out for that. Like I said, I appreciate it. Yeah, so I was gonna get some more records too. I'm gonna replace this one right here with just the original cover. I do not know what I'm gonna do with that record yet, or where I'm gonna put it, but I think I might put it on that wall. I'm not too sure though. It'd be cool with the LED lighting. I think so. So I might do that. All right, so we'll go ahead and get into it. Once we get a few more people in here, because like I said, we've been lacking on people. So if you're here, ask me a question. All right. So we'll go back in. Let's go back into comparison, because I feel like there's more I could have got out of there, right? So I feel like I've heard this saying before. It's comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. So you'll never be able to really go ahead and celebrate your wins if you're seeing somebody else take a dub, or not even that, like if you can't appreciate somebody else winning, or if you can't handle it particularly, then that's, man, you are not doing yourself a favor for sure. So thank you. Fits perfect for now. For sure it does, for sure. So yeah, going into that a little bit more. So like I said, you need to remove the things that are really not it for you. Like, if you cannot take somebody's dub, if you literally see that as your only insufficiency, somebody else winning, go ahead and make the change, for sure. Go back into some vices. I'm trying to think of some other vices that, like I said, really limit people. Another one that I've been researching, well, I wouldn't say researching. I watched a few videos on it, which I already was conscious of it, but you just made me more conscious of it. So basically, the overindulgence within the phone as well. That's something I need to work on, 100%. And like I said, I want to say 99% of the people watching this are going to feel the same way. Like, not as far as they need to work on it. Rather, it's something that's prevalent for sure. So you got people that are damn near obsessed with their phones. They can't go longer than 10 minutes without it. Like I said, I'm one of these people that really need to work on it. There's so much studies that go into how it leads to a lot of different negative, I don't know, there's negativity, I guess. Being able to, I've written a few self contracts about this, but something that I really need to get back into, because it definitely could take a lot of your time. That's one thing that I noticed as well. It makes time fly by. So one in particular moment, maybe it's because I'm just limited on time, but when I'm laying down after I wake up, I go on my phone for like 15 to 20 minutes, and it usually sometimes goes in like 40 minutes sometimes. It's terrible. But just being able to limit your phone time to maybe having like designated times to go ahead and go on your phone, maybe that'd be a little bit better than just completely overindulging it whenever you would like. I feel like that's a little unhealthy for sure. So maybe putting a limit on it, maybe that would work the best. Or like I said, having certain times a day. Maybe you have like 15 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, and then like for that time, just get off of it. It's also hard to kind of put it down if you listen to music and stuff like that. Like I said, I listen to music a lot, so it's hard to just like, yeah, I'm not gonna go on my phone and then I'm not listening to music when I could have an opportunity to listen to music. I want to say I listen to probably like, man, a ridiculous amount of music, maybe like 3 or 4 hours a day listening to music. That's on top of like work, gym. With gym, I listen to music as well, so. You can kind of combine music into pretty much whatever you're doing, for the most part, except like a podcast, which you still could do it. I just wouldn't be able to do it on this platform, unfortunately. So I'm trying to think what else. Also, if you guys get bored of this content, go ahead and watch some of my other videos. Like I said, I got about 5 other ones. Those are pretty good. So go ahead and watch those. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do it a few more minutes. I'll go ahead and at 8 o'clock. Let me read Jordy's comment quick. Do you have any steps that you personally take to work on overcoming these vices or insufficiencies, or that the people could take for certain ones? Yeah, that's a pretty good question. I go into it. So let me go back into the yeah. So we'll go ahead and go into the vices for sure, because I feel like the vices is something that's a lot of people don't know how to manage correctly. So we'll go ahead and go to alcohol, for example, right? Like I said, you get people every single weekend going out, right? And instead of maybe going out every single weekend, maybe you go out every other weekend. Maybe you just, instead of going out 2 times a week, you go out 1 time a week, or you do once a month, or you do it on any special occasions, something like that. Same thing with weed. Making it something, I would say, like I said, I wish more people in my life would do this. Using it as like a reward system. So let's just say you get done with everything you need to get done for the day. You were productive. You stayed productive consistently throughout the day. Go ahead and reward yourself with that if you would like. Like I said, would I personally recommend it? Doing it in general? No. But if you're going to do it, at least do it where, like I said, it feels rewarding. It doesn't feel like something you can abuse. Because a lot of people abuse the hell out of these vices, for sure. Nick, there's no suggestion for me. Just don't do it, because that shit's goofy. But that's just my opinion, for sure. So that's a red flag. Red flag in my opinion. Video games. Video games for me, like I said, if you're going to do it, I would say do it maybe like 2 times a week for like an hour and a half. Like I said, it's a good time, man. Like I said, playing with the boys, hey, it's a hell of a good time for sure. But like I said, in my opinion, it's a process of becoming a man. So eventually you need to get rid of it. You got bigger fish to fry than just playing some damn video games. And another thing with video games is, out of all these vices, unless you're one of those people that get really mad drinking alcohol, like a mad drunk, is, man, video games be pissing the hell out of people, man. Like, you be getting pissed off. I remember playing video games, like, I was a big fan of playing 2K, and I stopped playing, like, maybe 2 years ago now. I think it was about 2 years. I just used to get pissed off at the game. Like, if I wasn't winning, man, I was like, man, I'm terrible. I'm down terrible. And then, as soon as I stopped playing, I recognized, like, man, I'd never get that mad. Ever. I never get that mad. So, yeah, there's that. Trying to think what else. Like I said, video games, you need to cut that off eventually, though, for sure. And going back to your question, do you have any steps that you personally take to work on overcoming these vices or insufficiencies? So insufficiencies in general, I would say, if you could write down, this is something that I had to do, write down all the blind spots that you have. So whatever it is you're lacking in, whatever you need to get better at, write it down. Like I said, I mentioned this in many other podcasts. If you don't write it down, it's just going to be a thought that goes away. And obviously you need to, if this is something you need to work on, because it's insufficiency, it's something that you're going to need to be able to come back to and go ahead and track your progress over time. So by writing it down, you're going to go ahead and have all of them right in front of you at one time. And then from there, you can pick apart each of them individually to say, hey, this is how I'm going to take actionable steps on this one thing. And then go down the list. That's what I would do personally. Yeah, like I said, I gave you some of the breakdown for the other ones. If you're in here, leave a comment. Appreciate that comment, Jordy. Much appreciated for sure. Always adding value, of course. All right. Man, like I said, these vices, man, hey, they be the downfall. Like I said, they be the downfall of people. They be the unconscious insufficiencies of people as well. People won't admit to them being less efficient with these vices. It's tragedy, but hey, like I said, you're gonna learn the hard way, because if you don't admit it now, man, in a few weeks, in a few months, in a few years, you're gonna be like, damn, where did the time go, man? Where did the time go? Because it'll catch up to you for damn sure. So it's just a matter of time. Like I said, you don't want a lot of time to pass by. Then you'd be like, man, I wasted that time. Last thing you want to say is you wasted time. Especially, like I said, if you're doing something that's not helping you. Like I said, there's like, for example, like I said, I hate to say it, but like, hey, smoking weed, like, hey, man, like, over time, like, if you do that for years and years and years, you're gonna be like, damn, dude, I missed out on a lot of time. Because it's a great time, but for how long? He's like, you gotta wake up eventually. So, man, that's just me, though. Hey, like I said, you don't agree with that. Hey, you don't agree with that. You don't see eye to eye. Maybe it suits you a different way. But hey, if it doesn't, which I'm sure I'm more than positive it does the same thing to everybody. So If you know how to manage it better than most people, go ahead and manage it better than most people. But if you recognize that you're a victim of circumstance, fix that. Because no one's going to fix it for you. You're the only person that's going to be able to take initiative and go ahead and change that for your own life. Because nobody's controlling you except you. So yeah, I appreciate that comment though, Jordy. Appreciate it. Man. Stress. I can't stress this enough though. Do the things you know you should do. Do it. Just do it, man. Just do it. That's something that, like I said, even I'm working on personally, but like I said, there's a lot of people that know that they should be working on some stuff that they ain't working on. You're letting the time pass by. You're wasting time. You're wasting potential. That's something that I feel like, I don't know if I mentioned that in a previous podcast, is every day that goes by that you're not doing something that benefits your future self, you are limiting your potential. You are wasting that potential. And if you're young right now watching this, which majority of the viewers are going to be younger, probably less than the age of 35, I would consider that young in life. You need that time, man. You need the potential, like I said, because you never know. I would say your potential maxes out at probably, like, depending on who you are, maybe like 45, 50, depending on your trajectory. But I would say a lot of people they cap out at like 45. But don't limit your potential, because if you're limiting your potential, who the hell knows where you could have been and where you could have gone? Like I said, the last thing you want to do in life is regret anything, because once you regret some stuff, like I said, you're just never going to be able to live it down. And with that on your conscience alone, that's a very, very hard burden, because it's going to limit your even future potential, knowing, hey, man, you're going to be down in the dumps being like, man, I wish I could have did this. And instead of saying, you know what, let me block that out, let me go ahead and do it, it's still going to be something on your mind. So you definitely want to go ahead and get rid of that. Don't live with regret. If you live with regret, man, that also can be an insufficiency of somebody. So, like I said, go ahead and change that. Few people in here, go ahead and say it was good. I'm about to end it at 8. Appreciate y'all for stopping by though. Appreciate the comments. But yeah, I know it's been pretty good. All right. I don't think what else we got. I think, yeah, I pretty much covered everything. Like I said, just leave a comment. I'll go on for a little bit more. But yeah. Also, things like I already mentioned writing, but journaling in a different way. It's still writing, but it's not. It's more like just do whatever you want to do. Writing, I feel like when you're writing something versus like journaling, I feel like you're journaling your thoughts. You can be writing your thoughts as well, but I feel like you're more intentional with writing. I feel like journaling is just, hey, you're just doing. You're not really, well, you're thinking, but you're not really like, you're just thinking what you'd be thinking. I don't know. Maybe you're rather writing what you're thinking. But yeah, so another one, reading. Go ahead and get into reading, because like I said, if you are limited on your ideas that you have, go ahead and read. And also pay attention to what you're reading, because if you're just reading entertainment, it might spark some more ideas, but it's not always going to be maxing out what you could be potentially having ideas for. And one thing, I'll go ahead and end it off with this thought right here. So I have it written down right here. So, actually, it's off the top of the dome anyways. So, bring as many ideas that you can to life. That is one of my biggest pieces of advice I'd recommend to anybody. I even recommended this to my little brother the other day. If I can go back to my past self, right, and talk to him, I would say, if you have some ideas, bring them to life. There's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of potential in the ideas that could have been, that never were, because the person didn't want to bring it to life, or was too scared, or didn't want to conquer their fears, or whatever it was. They just didn't even bring it to life. And that right there is a tragedy. You know how many ideas we could have had? You know how many different thoughts we could have had in this life if somebody were to just speak their mind and bring something that they thought about to life? And I'll tell you that the possibilities are endless, realistically. And I'm sure there's plenty of people that just don't know how to get their voice heard, or are too scared. Like I said, too scared just to express themselves in the way that they know they should. then it's a burden on you. Like I said, for that's what I'm trying to do with this platform, and going forward, like I said, bringing my ideas to life, because like I said, I feel like my ideas can not only help people, but it also can be entertaining. Like I said, if you have some entertaining ideas and you can build a culture around it, it'll be a good time for sure. So yeah, so that's pretty much all I got to say for today. Like I said, I'll wait a few more minutes for the comments come in clutch, and then from there we'll go ahead and end it off. But yeah, bringing those ideas to life, man, those are, whew, man. You got people that do that in the form of books, in the form of videos, in the form of art. That's something that's so key. Like, for that one right there, hey, that was a idea that she had, that she manifested into the real world in the physical form. So it's fantastic for sure. So whether it's cover art, like I said, art in general is a manifestation of ideas into the real world. So it's fantastic. Books, like I said, videos, platforms, inventions, a big one. Like I said, there's so many inventions that probably were thought of but never actually acted on that we could have had. It's tragedy. No one ever wanted to take the time to go ahead and do it. Maybe too scared to do it. Man, you just limited the population. You just limited the potential in humans just for that. It's tragedy. All right, yeah, I gave it about 3 more minutes. Like I said, comments today were slacking. Jordy was holding it down though, as she usually does. But yeah, appreciate it. Another shout out. I'll give it a shout out to my boy John. Appreciate it for the support. Always being there. So I'll give you a shout out for that. He's been wanting one, so man, I'll give you one finally. Also, shout out to a few more people. Shout out to my sister. She always supporting for sure. So never commenting, but always supporting though. Always, you already know, Jordy. You already know. All right. Yeah, so we got about 2 more minutes. So it should be ending off a little close to an hour, I want to say. Maybe a little bit past an hour. I'm not too sure. The time reset, so I don't remember what it was at. But yeah, let me see. Yeah, it really doesn't tell me, so it's tragic. This one wasn't as knowledge-filled as it could have been. I feel like the comments kind of add to it as well, because like I said, after I go over my ideas, then there's really not too much to talk about, so it's kind of limited. But hey, like I said, I just gotta stay consistent with these, because the views will come, everything else will come after that. So staying consistent with the habit, definitely something you gotta do. No matter what it is for the habit, go ahead and stay consistent for sure. So like I said, end it off, bring as many ideas as you come to life as you can think of. Bring them to life, because you could be helping somebody out. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and end it off. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you're watching this for the first time, leave a comment. Like I said, if you're watching it, you know me in person, go ahead and tell me, or like I said, leave a comment. Anyway, I appreciate the support always. Hope you have a good rest of your night, and next episode 7. For the next 3 episodes, I should be having somebody new on for the next 3. Hopefully 3 or 4 new people on. Be definitely nice for sure. So